Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Gargoyles episode reviews. We're finishing up Long Way to Morning. There's still time in the night. Demona is hot on the tails of her ex-boyfriend and her ex-mentor/clan leader. How much of this is about gaining control of the clan, and how much of this is about wanting revenge on Goliath? In the meantime, we have to finish Hudson's flashback. By the power of Grayskull. Down in the sewers, the cat and mouse game resumes. So does the flashback. Oh, a sewer level. Great. There they are, making their way through your stereotypical sewer. I have no idea if sewers actually look like that. All three Gargs troop into a cave that is horribly illustrated, like the animators weren't even trying. Hudson makes a torch. I thought gargoyles had great night vision. I guess maybe they need a little light. They're not bats. The Archmage's tiki bar. If you look behind Hudson, it looks like tiki gods in the background there. And we've got carvings of gargoyles getting stabbed. Looks like there's a mage attacking a gargoyle, and the gargoyle is definitely getting the short end. Mayan Aztec, that's what the style looks like. Looks like you got a snake with a Mayan head and headdress on there. Strange. Demona's kind of blocking part of it. Then the gargoyles encounter Grayskull's little brother. Unsurprisingly, the Archmage is waiting for them. It really does look like the Grayskull front there, with the skull glowing. Apparently the gargoyles have been doing their Dungeons and Dragons homework. See, Goliath is going in for a melee attack on the mage. He suffers the fate of many a Disney villain, falling off a cliff after he charges them. There's a thump after he passes into the darkness of the depths. Ick. It's disappointing that he didn't do the goofy Yahoo! Yell. 2020 moment / according to Greg. The thump is actually the Phoenix Gate opening. So says Greg. I think that's a major retcon. You'd see the fire from the gate down there. Yeah, you see a little flash of light. The Archmage was going to be a one-shot villain, but the voice actor, David Warner, was so good that the writers decided they could use the Archmage later. Do they ever? He's the impetus behind the initiation of the Avalon story arc. Back in the real world, Demona finds their prey, who promptly jump out of the sewers and down a waterfall and into the water far below. They wind up in the cemetery. I don't know why everybody can just magically survive a waterfall no matter how high it is. She'll kill both of them here. Assuming Hudson refuses to join her side, she gives the ultimatum again. Join her or die. Surely she knows neither will accept the offer. But now she can feel better about herself after she kills them. How fitting, I'm sure, Demona thinks. There's the cemetery. Demona is the classic jilted girlfriend. She takes violent action against the new girlfriend, Elisa, and now she's after the ex. She'll make him suffer. Even if she doesn't kill him, Elisa will have died, or nearly died, again. I'm pretty sure she knew about Elisa's gunshot wound. The whole town seemed to know about it. Demona was probably laughing her tail off when she heard. And here, Demona and Hudson cross weapons. The high-tech laser rifle becomes a crappy club, blocking the sword swing, which I don't even know how that really works. I guess she caught the swing early because, later he takes out a headstone. The fight goes from ranged to melee in moments of Demona locating the boys. Hudson makes a fine showing with his sword, cutting a statue in half. Good job, destroy the cemetery statuary. Somehow, though, he doesn't cut her gun in half as they whack each other. Yeah, the weapons kind of continue that fighting there. The sword's mirror effect comes in handy again when he spots Demona sneaking up on him. Again, I have no idea why that blade is so shiny. According to Greg, the idea behind her using the gun as a club is that she just lost her cool. The gun still worked. She just would rather beat her foe to death. They say that a method of murder indicates how much emotion was in the murder. Poisoning is the least emotionally involved, then it's distance shooting, close range shooting, stabbing, strangling, and lastly is pummeling. So, if a person beats their victim to death with fists, there was some heavy anger at work. The club is pretty much close to that. Just as Demona thinks she's getting the upper hand, Hudson reveals he's been using the Bilbo trick of waiting for dawn. Remember how the trolls turned to stone? Well, The sleep will heal Goliath, which will land Demona in a heap of angry gargoyles. Pretty cool statue arrangement, actually. They're on the very top of the building. Demona's trying to whack Hudson in the head with her rifle, and there's Goliath behind Hudson, just flat on his back. And the sun's between them. It's interesting how Demona's guns turn to stone with her. Hudson's sword does too, usually. The gargoyle's clothes and loincloth turn to stone as well. Alright, so I have heard since then that it is a modesty spell, and it was made so that, yeah, they didn't turn to stone and have their clothes not turn to stone. So anything that they consider to be kind of like part of them, like you don't feel your clothes on your body, or at least you shouldn't, becomes stone with them. So I guess she kind of considered the rifle to be part of her, like he considers his sword an extension of himself. 2020 moment, it's a little bit interesting how that also works in City of Stone, where you see people's clothes, their sunglasses, their hats, their earphones and stuff turning, and anything they're carrying really, turning to stone with them. Alright, indeed. The sun sets and brings Goliath back at full hit points. Demona knows she's done, but she has a consoling gift. She announces that the poison she shot Elisa with doesn't have an antidote. Elisa will die. Wow, how surprising. She's so happy that she's off the girlfriend. As Demona flies away, Hudson and Goliath remark it's better that Demona thinks Elisa is dead. If Demona is as smart as she seems, she'll follow the papers or even stalk Elisa's apartment to see if she's dead. Heck, if nothing else, Demona would want to cut out the obituary and frame it. So it's doubtful this faked death will help Elisa for more than a few days. Will Demona attempt to kill her again? 2020 moment. Demona will be back in the mirror to wreak more havoc with Demona and Goliath and Elisa's relationship. Demona has lost the plot a bit. Does she want allegiance from the clan, or does she want to take out Elisa? Seems to me the clan will be less willing to follow Demona if she takes out their friend. Then again, Gargoyle society functions differently from humans. This scheme was actually quite good. She's killed Elisa, or so she thinks, but in a way that will hurt Goliath and lead him into a trap. Demona has the chance to lord her skill over old Hudson while tempting him to kneel to her in order to survive. The contingency plan is that Elisa is dead either way. This proves that Demona is focusing heavily on the Goliath/Elisa ship. If she can sink it, she'll be happy. It's the usual X move of being a dog in the manger. If I can't have it, nobody can. Demona is operating on the base function of vengeance. Kill, maim, destroy. The excuse of winning the clan's loyalty is really a facade. Does she even still believe that is her motive? Or is she able to delude herself? She repeats the offer of life in exchange for loyalty numerous times in this ep. Is it for Hudson's benefit, or is it to convince herself that that's her true motive? I don't know how Gargoyle society functions. I'll say it again. Do ex-significant others take revenge like this? I'm assuming it's not the usual course, as none of the clan remarked, "Oh, it's about time she began the rite of torturing the ex." She's downright terrifying most of the time. There she is looking down the barrel of her gun. At the moment, protags and antags are both happy. Aw, it's just like in The Edge, but that was more real and lasting. This will leave Demona with a heck of a reality hangover in a few days. All that effort for nothing. But she did get to shoot Goliath and chase him and fight Hudson, so that's something. Here's Hudson smiling, and Goliath, no, he's not really smiling. They take in stride the latest attack. Hudson is happy because he still has his fighting edge. And again, I don't really see where he thought he lost it. It's not like there was some big hit to his ego, not like in The Edge with Thanatos. On the note of shooting Goliath, if she'd truly been about taking over the clan, she would have just shot him at full power and gotten it over with. If she can blow up wooden crates and blast holes in cement with a laser, she can turn his chest cavity into toast or jelly or... Great, now I'm hungry. Deep down, I think she misses him. She wants Goliath back on her side, like in the days of old. She's been away from him for 1,000 years, yet she still holds a torch. That's impressive. or maybe obsessive. I wouldn't call it real love, though, as real love would understand his side of the matter and would refrain from genocide. At the least, real love wouldn't kill his girlfriend, shoot him in the chest, and chase him through the city. Final thoughts. While I don't like this ep, Demona is always fun to watch. We get slightly more on her motives and drives, but only slightly. This ep was for Hudson, not her. While cat and mouse plots can be interesting, this one was no frills. There wasn't even a twist. We know from the get-go that Elisa isn't poisoned, so the ticking clock feature doesn't exist other than for the boys to reach sunup. At least in Temptation, we had the mystery of how to get Goliath back to normal without magic. This was a plain, let's investigate the trap plot. Throwing the flashbacks in felt forced. Sorry, they paralleled the current plot in that the Archmage used a poison dart for revenge, so that was good, but they did seem to drag on a bit. Hudson has the same revelation as Goliath and Xanatos about as they did about themselves in The Edge. He hasn't gone soft. Unlike David and Goliath, though, he's facing the threat of old age's effects. It's not that he's losing his edge and can regain it. It's a question of if he's still useful. There's not really any going back or honing his skills. Can he use his wisdom to compensate for the age that helped bring it? Yes, he can. Demona's fighting skills in this ep were alright, but they were a bit lacking. Her marksmanship skills were terrible. Even her club skills could use work. Hudson just knocked her back, again, which is pretty surprising considering she said she'd been around for hundreds of years. Next episode, we have a treat. It's her brother's keeper, another favorite of mine. Get ready for Xanatos at his charming best, an update on Fox, and the character development of Elisa Maza. Let me know what you thought. You can comment here. You can comment on the blog. Remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.